You know, we were charged with the whole concept of all the horses we had before, and now we have cars, and who would have seen that change in technology? Did we outlaw hay? Did we put some kind of price on it and decide which technology, which would survive? No, we didn't. The number one business in the world now, Apple Computer, what did we do as a government to help create that? We stayed out of the way. Our number one sector in California is technology, biotechnology. What have we done to create that? We stayed out of their way. So here we have a changing economy that we want to say we are being asked to lead. By the way, who's asking that? We're being asked to lead, and in leading, we're picking winners and losers. Folks, this country is great because we haven't picked winners and losers. We've let the market decide what is effective, what works. Does anybody appreciate the irony here? On the one hand, we want UC to keep their tuition costs down. We want them to have an affordable tuition rate for our kids. We want to restrict out-of-state students, keep more slots here. And then today with this action, we want to drive up the cost of the UCs, who, by the way, it may be good for them according to one speaker, but they're opposing this because it can drive up their costs. Their costs go up, they got to pass it on to the students. So on the one hand, we want low tuition rates. On the other hand, we try to dictate to them how they hire people. This is ill-conceived. Let them do their work. I rise in opposition to this bill. In 1999, this body, before we were here, created the California High School Exit Exam. Then Governor Gray Davis touted it as a cornerstone of educational achievement. Now we want to remove this standard because the test has not been updated for alignment with Common Core standards and is therefore outdated. I got to tell you, when I was in the Assembly and first came here, the debate was already raging to scrap the exam, and so the Education Committee took the exam. And amazingly, only 2 out of about 12 finished it, the chair, Jackie Goldberg, and myself, and thankfully we both passed. But it just goes to show that years later, 35 or whatever years later, we can still pass that test. And by the way, our education wasn't aligned to the standards either. So what is it that our education is about? Are we just teaching the test? Are we trying to teach a student that can figure out some basics? Because that's what it is, basics. And so now we would create an advisory panel to provide recommendations. Folks, there's nothing it's gonna be studied to death. It will be killed. And in the meantime, our diploma will mean pretty much nothing. I would urge a no vote on this. Let's keep this running until we figure out what Common Core is, figure out how to do an appropriate test, but until we come up with a replacement, let's not set another advisory thing to make a recommendation that will not be adopted. I ask for a no vote.